What's going on, YouTube family? This is your man Pristine, back with another video. Here before you is the iPhone 12 mini, what I like to refer to as the iPhone SE 2, the real iPhone SE 2. Now let me explain. Last year in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, Apple released an abomination of a device called the iPhone SE 2. And what they did was they took the iPhone 8. They didn't rebuild the phone from the ground up. They literally took the iPhone 8. Okay? They updated the specifications internally and they put it on the market and sold it for a $399 price tag. Now, a lot of people were up in arms about this because in 2020, we're seeing different aspect ratios. We're seeing screen to body ratios that are near 100%. You know, we definitely weren't seeing devices that were 16:9 aspect ratios. You know, we're seeing 19.5:9, 20:9, or 21:9 aspect ratios and much thinner bezels, right? Now, Apple said that, oh, well, you know, this is an opportunity for us to bring back the home button and Touch ID. And, you know, I guess some people were pretty ecstatic about that. And, you know, I made a video and I completely blasted the phone because I was like, how dare Apple do such a thing nowadays where, you know, the more modernized look of the iPhones are what you see here before you. It's like, how dare Apple take the iPhone 8 from like 4 or 5 years ago and just update the internal specifications. Yes, they took the iPhone 11's internal specs and inserted it into the iPhone 8's. And then put it back on the market and sold it for a $399 price tag after, mind you, pretty much everybody who is an Apple fanboy or fangirl or just likes their devices or whatever, went out and paid full cost for the iPhone 11, the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max at top dollar. With hundreds more than $399. Only to later release a device that has the same specifications as the iPhone 11, but just in the body of the iPhone 8. What a slap in the freaking face, in my personal opinion. So fast forward to February 14th, 2021. All you lovers out there, happy Valentine's Day. Yes, it is Valentine's Day, the date and time in which I'm recording this video. 2:53 Pacific time, baby. All you lovers out there, happy Valentine's Day. Now, Apple recently released the iPhone 12s, right? You got the iPhone 12 mini here, you got the iPhone 12, you got the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Okay, that's a mouthful, I know. Now, strangely, Apple decided not to release all 4 of the iPhone 12 devices on the same day. In October of 2020, they released the iPhone 12 and the 12 Pro, and then on November 13th, they released the iPhone 12 mini here along with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, why they decided to release, you know, the different variations of the devices on separate days, I have no idea. Okay, but these last couple days, ladies and gentlemen, I've been reading a lot of reports that sales for the iPhone 12 mini here are completely tanking. Now, a couple of weeks ago, Apple, they released their quarterly earnings after, you know, sales of the iPhone 12 has been out. And apparently, because of how well sales are doing with the iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max, Apple has reclaimed the top spot as the #1 manufacturer for now. You know, it's a teeter-totter effect. I mean, you know, it could be Apple, it could be Samsung. You know, Huawei was in the mix there for a little bit, and they had actually taken the #1 spot until they got hit with these sanctions and could no longer use, you know, Google software and stuff like that. And they just kind of fell off a little bit. And so now it's just been, you know, the teeter-totter effect between Apple and Samsung. But basically, here and now, Apple is the top manufacturer right now, mostly due to the sales of the iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max. The iPhone 12 mini here makes up an extremely minuscule percentage, a very small percentage of iPhone 12 devices that have been sold. So my understanding, and I'm hearing rumors that at the end of this month, yes, February 2021, Apple is actually going to stop production of the iPhone 12 mini because they are just not selling them. Now, when I sit back and think about this, I gotta wonder to myself, why is this happening? Because pretty much whatever Apple puts out, Apple sells, right? People go nuts over Apple devices, and it doesn't really seem to matter what it is. Here's my take on it. The reason why they're not really moving the mini as much is because Apple got greedy. Follow me. You know what I'm saying? They got greedy. They were like, the iPhone SE of old back in the day, when they took the iPhone 5 body and just called it the SE, that phone was a hit. It was a major hit, and a lot of people took to it. A lot of people bought that device. And so I'm sure, Apple, wanting to keep things as lucrative as they possibly can, they were just like, okay, hey, we gotta give the people another special edition. That's what the SE stands for. We gotta give the people another SE. So what are we gonna do? And so they gathered up at the table, whoever makes the decisions, and they came to the conclusion that they were going to take the iPhone 8 and just update the internal specifications, update the iPhone 8 with the iPhone 11's internal specs, but with the iPhone 8's body, and put it on the market for $399. And they were just like, oh, you got the home button again, you got Touch ID back. And so some people, they went, they went ape-ish. They went nuts and they bought it. Now, it was a good device. I used it, even though I slammed it and made a rant video about it. I mean, the A13 Bionic chipset and, the other specification enhancements, really did make a difference in performance, camera quality, overall, just overall performance of that device, right? It was a good device. But I still could not get over the cosmetics of the device, because although we were in 2020 when that phone came out, we're rocking the same old iPhone 8 body style from 4 or 5 years ago. And there's been a dramatic change in the way devices look from then till now. And in the video that I made, completely raking that device over the coal, I said it, I don't know how many times. Why couldn't they give us this footprint? Why couldn't they give us an iPhone SE that was small in stature, that had this aesthetic, that had the same body style and look and feel as the current gen iPhones? Why couldn't Apple do that? Well, they very well could have done that. But see, they hustled us. And as a result, they're not really getting a return on their investment, because they're just like, okay, well, we're gonna shuck and jive, and we gonna insult the people by taking this old school phone from 4 or 5 years ago, update the internal specifications, put it on the market and sell it for $400 and watch people go crazy. And then when we release the new iPhone 12s, we gonna give them a smaller version, call it the iPhone 12 mini, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes. And then people ain't gonna have this complaint about different size variations, right? We're giving people what they want. So they thought. So now, had they just not put out the iPhone SE2 being what it was altogether and just waited, and released the iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max, just like they did with the iPhone 11. There was an iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. There wasn't no iPhone 11 mini. So really, what was the whole idea behind Apple releasing the iPhone 12 mini? Why? Why did they do that? Why did they do that? Was it because maybe this was the idea all along, but then they decided that they wanted to get a little bit greedy, and they're just like, hey, we're going to give them, we're going to insult the people and give them this old school device with updated specs, make money on that, and then we're just going to release a fourth version of the next gen new iPhones, the mini here, and we're going to make a killing on that, and we just going to take people to the bank. We're going to rake people over the coals, right? Was that their thinking? Because if that was their thinking, it completely backfired. And so you guys tell me what you guys think. If Apple never released the iPhone SE 2 and just completely waited, if that's what they needed to do, and release this device and call this the iPhone SE 2 and charged $499 maybe? $449.99? Hell, even $399, the same price that they charged us for the iPhone SE 2? Do you think that this device wouldn't have flew off of store shelves? Things that make me go, I think it would have. Because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. To be honest, when I watched the keynote presentation and I learned that there was going to be an iPhone 12 mini, the mini was the one that I gravitated to the most. because of the fact that I've always been wanting a smaller device with no compromises. And that's exactly what the iPhone 12 mini here is. It's just a smaller version. It is the iPhone 12 through and through. The same specifications that are in the iPhone 12 Pro Max are the same specifications that are in the iPhone 12 mini here. So it is very much so a flagship device. But I mean, you know, Apple, they could have held off on this, called this the SE2, gave it to us for a little bit of a cheaper price tag. Oh, yeah, it would have been a hit, no doubt. No doubt. Now, what are we getting with this guy right here, man? I mean, you know, just real quick, we've got a 5.4 inch display, not a 4.6 inch that was on the actual iPhone SE2, the insult of a device. 5.4 inch Super Retina XDR OLED HDR10 1080p by 2340 pixel display. We've got a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. We've got an 85.1% screen to body ratio. We've got 476 ppi pixel density, and we've got scratch resistant ceramic glass, which Apple is claiming to be the toughest grade of glass that they've got, right? You still want to protect your investment, because if I drop this phone, it's going to shatter. I'm going to have to file a claim to get my phone repaired. So don't fall for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? You know, Apple, they be trying to run that 42 fake. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for that fake. Don't fall for the hezzy. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for that head fake. You'll be filing a claim out here. Screen protector in the case is what you want for this bad boy. I don't give a damn about no scratch resistant ceramic glass. Protect your investment. Okay. Now, the internal specifications, we've got the Apple 5 nanometer A14 Bionic chipset, possibly the most powerful chipset in a smartphone today. All right, we've got a hexa-core CPU. We've got Apple 4-core graphics GPU with 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage, and we are running iOS 14.4, which is the latest software. Now, this device costs $729.99 at my local T-Mobile store. Now, everywhere else, it seems like all the other carriers, and even if I go to the Apple store, if I want to buy this device, it's $699. So I don't understand why at T-Mobile it's $729.99. I mean, the devices are the exact same. Oh, and this device, yeah, it's 5G enabled. So I'm not exactly sure what the price hike is for at T-Mobile, but if you get this from T-Mobile, you're going to spend a little bit extra. Okay. Everywhere else, the 64 gig variant is $699, but at T-Mobile, for whatever reason, it's $729.99. All right. Now, the cameras, you know, again, we're getting the same camera setup that we've got on the iPhone 12. We've got a 12 megapixel selfie camera here at the front, and we've got two 12 megapixel sensors on the rear. These are the same cameras that were on the iPhone 12, so I'm not even going to go into the whole spiel. You know, I'll drop a link in the description for my iPhone 12 video if you want to check that out. On the tail end of that video is a camera review where there are still shot images, you know, video samples and all that kind of thing. And so check that out. The link will be down below in the description for my iPhone 12 pristine review. All right, I'm not going to go into the cameras and all that because these are the exact same cameras that are on the iPhone 12. You're getting phenomenal performance, phenomenal still shot imagery, phenomenal video recording, period. Okay, this is one of the best camera experiences on any smartphone on planet Earth right now. There's some good ones out there, and this just so happens to be one of them. Okay, now one of the main concerns that I had with this device was the battery life, right? It's the battery life. Because it's a smaller device, and so obviously there's going to be a smaller battery. Okay, so the battery that we've got in this bad boy is a 2,227 milliamp hour battery. Okay, fast charging at 20 watts, 50% in 30 minutes is what Apple is claiming. We got USB power delivery 2.0. We got Qi magnetic fast wireless charging at 12 watts. And again, you know, it is an iPhone 12, so we do have that power share ability. I mean, so we can buy the little magnet thing, the battery that clips onto the back to wirelessly charge the device, among several other of the MagSafe little accessories that is sold at your local Apple store or Best Buy or, you know, wherever they sell Apple accessories. Okay, so you do have that capability. Now, I gotta say, because I recently got rid of my iPhone 12 and I wanted to pick this up because I was just very intrigued by this small footprint. And again, I mean, you know, it's 5.4 inches. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you this phone is tiny, but this is the absolute best small device that is out right now because there is no compromises. This thing has the same specifications through and through as the iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max. So what does that mean? You're getting awesome performance, awesome camera, and the battery life. Even though this battery cell is 2,227 milliamps, I've had absolutely zero problems getting through a full day and some. Okay, now I charged it last night because I let it go all the way down to like 10%. And so I'm at 99% right now. I had it sitting on my wireless charger. All right. You know, I gotta say, a couple of days ago, I took this device off the charger at like 5:15 a.m. And at 9 o'clock the same night, I was at 61%. And of course, as I've said in most of my videos, I'm a light to moderate user. You know, I don't really talk on the phone that much, but I do a crap load of texting. I watch a lot of video content on YouTube. Okay. I listen to and stream a lot of music on either YouTube Music, Apple Music, or Spotify. I've got subscriptions for all three because I'm a major audiophile music junkie, you know. So I gotta have my music. You know, I don't play games and download movies and watch that type of content on my devices. And I understand, you know, we live in a day and age nowadays where more people are doing more media streaming content on their devices. And so it makes sense that everybody's going to be into bigger devices. And so, you know, I heard that some people were like, oh, well, the reason why this thing isn't selling too well because it's too small. Well, how do you explain the sales of the iPhone SE2 when it had a 4.6 inch display? 4.6 with bezels, with big borders. When you turn it horizontally, you got the big black chin and the big black chin and forehead on each side. How do you explain that? At least with this, when you turn it to the side, I mean, you pan out and you get the full view with the exception of the little notch there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, you know, it's like, man, don't give me that nonsense, man. You can't sit there and tell me that the reason why this phone isn't selling is because of how small it is. But then just last year, Apple released the iPhone SE2, which has a smaller screen than this. And that thing sold like hotcakes. Like, how does that work? How does that work? So, I mean, this is just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, but I really feel like the reason why this phone isn't selling as well is because Apple, they should have held off on bringing this out with the iPhone 12. This should be the real deal iPhone SE2. And I guarantee you, if that was the play that they called, they would see a whole lot better sales on this particular device. All right, now, the colors that we can get this in, obviously this is the white variant. We can get it in black, red, green, and blue. Additional features, Bluetooth 5.0, stereo speakers, NFC, 5G enabled, IP68 water and dust resistance, you know, Apple Pay, MagSafe, you know, you got all that stuff, right? The dimensions are 7.4 millimeters in thickness and 135 grams is the overall total weight. And again, this thing really reminds me of the iPhone 5. Like the body style, it really looks like they took the iPhone 5, they tweaked it a little bit, you know, obviously gave it the new aspect ratio, right? Which is something that they should have did with the iPhone SE2, in my personal opinion, you know. And I got a case on this bad boy, but you see, this is a slim case. This is a Spigen case. I'll also drop the link in the description for this case down below. I got it from Amazon, 12 bucks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be out there getting bopped over the head buying cases at these carriers. You know, you're already paying hundreds of dollars for the device and then, oh, you need a screen protector, you need a case. And then you turn around and pay another 50, 60 bucks for an OtterBox, another 40 bucks for a glass screen protector, just getting raped with no Vaseline. Why do that? When you can just go to Amazon, get you a nice little Spigen case, you know what I'm saying, $11.99. They got screen protectors that are just as good as the ones that are sold in the carriers. for anywhere between $7 to $15. Y'all just get caught in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And these people, these salesmen and women at these carrier stores, you know, you realize that they make a big chunk of their money off of selling accessories, right? Because they're commission based. I'm not saying that they don't make chips off of phone sales, but they get a huge chunk of money by selling accessories. Why do you think that if you go into any carrier store, whether it be AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, you know, Sprint, I know that Sprint stores are starting to dwindle because they've been acquired by T-Mobile, but either one of those carriers that you go in, you know, Metro PCS, Virgin, Cricket, you know, Boost, wherever you go, if you buy a phone, before you walk out the door, as you're purchasing that device, they're going to come out with a handful of cases of screen protectors. Why do you think that is? It's all a part of the hustle. You know, we're already getting a hustle with what we're paying in these prices for these devices. Man, go to Amazon for the low and get yourself a case and screen protector. Like I said, man, I don't rock with screen protectors because I don't drop my phones, but you see this little case, it's very thin. It doesn't add any more bulk to the device. You see on the corners, you see those little ridges in there. You've got shock resistance. So a lot of times when these cases, they fall in their corners, the phone is completely protected. You know, if you want to show off the true beauty of the device, you can get it in clear, which is what I got. This is a clear TPU case, $11.99, people, $11.99. I ain't spending top dollar for no cases. My days of spending $40, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for a Case Logic or an OtterBox or a Tech 21, even though Tech 21s are dope and those are some really top quality cases, them joints be $40, yo. You know what I'm saying? I ain't paying $40 for no case. No more. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, now my overall, you know, the build quality, I like the build quality. Like, I like how compact, small the device is. I'm small in stature, and this phone gives me everything that I want. Everything that I want, right? I'm 5'3", 120 pounds, 125 pounds, soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times, you know, I get kind of, it gets kind of exhausting carrying around a huge cumbersome device at times. You know, so I just want something smaller that's just going to give me that power, that performance, all the features and functions that I want. This is giving me that. This is giving me that. I like the aesthetics. I like the way that it feels. It's got oleophobic coating. I mean, so, you know, it doesn't matter how bright an environment is, whether it be a bunch of bright lights that I'm around or if I'm out in sunlight reflecting off the display, it really helps with deflecting a lot of those lights off of the screen, and it doesn't obscure my vision. That's what oleophobic coating does, and we've got that on this device. I mean, so, you know, the maximum amount of nits, I believe, is like 12 or 1300. So this phone gets super bright. You're not going to have any problems at all viewing the screen. And, you know, if anything, with the phone being a little bit smaller, you know, the resolution being what it is, OLED display, content looks amazing on this device. It does. And I understand it's a smaller device, but I mean, for me, in my personal opinion, the content viewing experience on this device has been just as good as it is on, you know, as it is on a bigger display. You know, would I like to have a bigger display? Yeah, of course, who wouldn't? But I'm just saying, it's not to say that just because this device is smaller that there's a drop off in quality. Because the only difference between this and a bigger display is it's a smaller display. That's it. You know, the stereo speakers on this device sound amazing. I mean, they sound amazing. This phone has tremendous sound for how small it is. These are the same stereo speakers that are in the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. All right, performance, A14 Bionic. 4 gigabytes of RAM, you know, it's popping to Spotify. Just pops right on into Spotify. Go to Apple Music a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Apple Music, you see it just pop on right on up right there. Yes, sir. Let's go to SoundCloud real quick. Pop SoundCloud right on up, man. Let's go shopping. Let's go spend a little money. Let's go to Amazon. You know what I'm saying? You see Amazon just pops up ever so swiftly. Best Buy, you know, there it is. All right, man, you know, you swipe up and hold. It's going to take you to all your recents. We can just easily go back to Spotify. You know, we can easily go back to Apple Music. You know, I mean, we can easily, you know, go back to Amazon and get my shop on, you know what I'm saying? You know, Best Buy. You know, we go back to Best Buy. Everything's loaded up right there in the RAM. Ain't no reloading, ain't none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to get rid of everything, you know, swipe up, hold, get to everything, swipe it on up, get it out of there, close them things on out if you ain't using them no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you were getting a buttery smooth experience on this device as you would on the 12, the 12 Pro, and the 12 Pro Max. Now, my understanding, and I saw something yesterday, that Apple is actually getting ready to release the iPhone SE 3 this year. I'm curious to see what that's going to be like, because I can't see it deviating too much from what this is, because they better not come out with another device that's 16 by 9. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be a major problem. So, you know, if they're getting ready to release the special edition 3, sound off in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, on how you think that's going to deviate much from this. Right? Because the SE2 that they released last year, it's got the A13 Bionic in it. So that tells me that if they're planning on releasing an iPhone SE 3, what are they going to do? They're going to give us another device with the A13 Bionic chip. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that there will be a bad thing, because the A13 Bionic chip is a monster of a chip, of a processor. That's proven. But they released the iPhone SE2 with the A13. So you can't release the iPhone SE3 also with the A13. They got to go with the A14 Bionic. You see where I'm going with this, ladies and gents? So in my mind, I feel like if Apple is planning on releasing another special edition device this year, the iPhone SE 3, how is that going to differentiate itself from the iPhone 12 mini? How? What, is it going to have, you know, an LCD display rather than the OLED display here? Is it going to have 3 gigs of RAM rather than 4? Right? Like, what type of compromises is there going to be to justify the smaller price tag? Because see, I paid $729 plus taxes for this device. And so if later on this year, Apple releases an iPhone SE 3 and it's not too much of a deviation from this, and they're charging $449.99, $499, hell, even $399, just because you're getting some updated top of the line new age Apple internals and externals. Oh man, you're talking about a lot of people that are going to be absolutely livid. And I'm going to be one of them. You see what I mean? So it's like Apple, they should have held off on this device from releasing it with the iPhone 12s and released this as the iPhone SE 2. And I guarantee you, you would have had happy campers and it would have sold like hotcakes. We wouldn't be hearing these reports about, oh, well, the iPhone 12 mini's not selling anything and Apple is just thinking about stopping production altogether, cold turkey. Well, that's what they get for being greedy. You know what I'm saying? That's what they get for being greedy. I mean, Apple about to piss me off, man. Matter of fact, I'm done talking, man. You know what I'm saying? If you like this video, man, hit that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, subscribe to expose yourself to tons more videos that I've done like this one. Hit that notification bell if you haven't already. So every time my videos get dropped and upload, you can get the notification, be one of the first to check out the content. The comment section is where I'm always chilling at. So after you peep this content or whatever content that I release, get in the comment section and let me know what you think about what you saw. Hit me with any questions, comments, feedback. Please, let's keep it respectful in the comment section and we can keep the conversation going. But I'm curious to know what you guys think about what I'm talking about. Do you think that the reason why the iPhone 12 mini isn't selling is because of complete debacle as to how Apple decided to market this particular device? Things that make me go, Let's talk about it down below in the comments. All right. Thanks for letting me bend your ear. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. You already know, please stay safe, get spiritually fit, and keep it pristine in every aspect of your life, baby. Yes, sir. And ma'am. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler. Peace.